I'm Derek.
I'm Gregory.
Come join us on our adventures on
D&G Explorers. Jelly jelly. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let me get that on there. So
It's Wednesday, August 16th, 2023 all day.
Can you believe it? Halfway through the month already. Halfway through the month. Where has August gone?
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, the heat has been unbearable. So we were actually hotter.
We're in a heat wave. Heat wave.
We're actually hotter in the Fresno area than we were when we were in Las Vegas over the weekend. Isn't that crazy? Vegas is cooler
insane
than
in the
Fresno.
membrane.
So we're definitely feeling it. Plus, I don't have air conditioning in my car. I always say that. I get my little violin out. But
we have a little violin. I'll let you borrow it. It's about that big. Really, it is. It's a small little violin. Got it for my birthday. It's an inside joke.
Our show tonight is going to be all about our recent trip to Las Vegas with our friends Maddie and Scott. It was a makeup trip from last year.
Makeup trip?
A makeup trip.
We didn't wear makeup on this trip.
Well, I don't know about you.
I don't remember wearing makeup.
Because Greg got sick last year, and unfortunately we couldn't go for his birthday. So
we went this year.
Yes, and it wasn't on his birthday because I had work that I couldn't miss. So we ended up delaying it for a couple of weeks and have an amazing time. We're going to take you guys along with that.
Celebrating my birthday for a while.
Yes,
Couple weeks.
all the way into August.
Excuse
But
me.
Greg, why don't we welcome everyone in, and we got Jim from More Sunshine, please. Jim, take it away.
This chat check is brought to you by More Sunshine, please. Now with a drop of Retsin.
Thank you, Jim. If you guys
Thank
haven't
you.
already, please check out Jim's channel, More Sunshine, please.
What was that?
More Sunshine.
Mark Shy Page. Mark Shy Page.
This heat is getting to me, sorry.
We have Anthony Simone, Waypoint Explorers. Wait, should I do it in that voice? Anthony Simone, Waypoint Explorers. No.
I have Angela on here first.
Well, I don't know what happened. Angela Nemechek, Scott McNeil, RobFuz.
Did you say RobFuz?
I did.
RobFuz.
Where are we at? Scott McNeil, Tony G 1975, The Moonlight Adventures, Captain Billy J Travel. Sorry, self-proclaimed
Yes.
Captain Billy J
With
Travel.
the exclamation point.
Movie Mania Nick Tours, Cheryl Wendeck Down, Surfer Girl 326. Welcome everybody. You really need to fix that he yells at us. It's so loud.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We have to change that. We have to. Okay, I know what I have to do. Sorry, I forgot that it's very loud.
Because I wasn't talking very close to it.
It wasn't you, it was Jim, whenever he does the More Sunshine
Oh.
thing.
Angela, I thought you said it was me. Can you hear me okay?
But we have actually a lot to cover tonight. I was up late last night trying to figure out everything for the show, so we're going to have some fun stuff. But Greg, we do have some dilly. I'm trying to be careful of what I drink,
We
but
do.
but that's not the one that we're sharing.
Well, that's the one I have right now. I got my fuzzy balls right here. It's a fuzzball drink.
Fuzzball.
Yes, it's a giant, huge plastic ball filled with alcohol juice, and it's really good.
But that's not the dilly. We're supposed to do it together. So what is the dilly we're doing together?
That's some sprout stuff. So we're going to have a bottle of water. That's right.
We
Absolute wild berry, 38% alcohol by volume vodka.
yeah, our first trip when we went to Vegas was to go to the liquor store to get some liquor, and we went to Wine, Spirits, and More, I believe is the name of it. We have one here in town too, but we didn't want to travel with it, so we traveled home with it.
It's a berry flavored vodka made in the village of who's? Sweden? I don't know if I'm
Oh,
saying
is
that
it
right.
really?
Absolute since 1879.
All right, so let's try this, Greg. I'm going to sip this through the show. It does.
Smells
It
like
smells very.
it smells like cough medicine.
No.
Cheers to us.
No, it smells like fruity.
Woo! Woo-wee. But you can make a drink with it. Wow. Called Absolute Wildberry Vodka.
That needs a mixer like ginger ale.
There's also Absolute Wildberry Lemonade. And then you can scan the QR code for more recipes.
You should show them the fuzzy balls because we got one in Vegas too. We got two. They're smaller normally, but stop. But these are really big.
Wow.
But normally they're I don't know how many ounces. 8 ounces, 10 ounces.
So that's the biggie fuzz balls. Buzz balls.
Oh, they're not fuzz
It's
balls.
not
They're
fuzz-
buzz balls.
It's buzz balls. Oh my. All right. Well, this is a chocolate teas mixed drink. And then we have the strawberry whatever. What is it called? Strawberry something.
Strawberry margarita.
Strawberry Rita.
Life Adventure Show. Welcome in, Tammy. She was
Welcome.
She was playing her.
That is huge. I know.
She was playing her Animal Crossing on the Switch.
Surfer Girl says fuzzy balls and smacks her head. I don't think that's Gregory's first tonight. You know what?
Actually, it is.
I had a little smidge. You should have seen me on the trip in Vegas.
The polos, that's all they needed.
Too bad Nurse Nancy's not here, but yeah, if you saw the polos,
Gary's here now. Welcome in, Gary.
Welcome, Gary. And did we say hi to Scott McNeil?
Yes, we did. Welcome in, Scotty.
Thank you for the $5
Aw.
Howdy Still Playing Laugh Out Loud Super Chat.
Thank you, Tammy.
Well, you a jiggy jiggy.
Yes.
So, Nurse Nancy likes her fireball with rum chata. So, we had a fuzzball rum chata drink, and they call it Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It was so good. But then, before that, I was telling our friend Scotty, we should mix the fireball with Jägermeister. He wasn't too thrilled about that. He didn't think it was going to taste good. So I tasted it. I put one swig in my mouth, then another, and then you go woo in your mouth, and you swallow it because you mix it up and you swallow it.
Or you can put it in a cup and mix it together.
But it's more fun when you go woo in your mouth and you mix it and you swallow it. It was so good. And he tried it and he's like, it actually is good. So, you know, I did have a bright idea from time to time. I do have bright ideas. That's the toothpaste and Red Hots, LOL.
Yes.
Um,
Let's do a dance for her real quick, Greg. So thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. And Greg, ready?
Yep.
I'm not sure which one this is.
Oh, we did see you in the trip, Mr. Jaeger Balls. You did, yes. Well, you didn't see the video. I was pretty toasted, but I was having some fun. Jamie Wilhite, welcome.
Welcome. I did get this cool.
Did you say welcome?
We talk about cruise decks.
I should just
We
mix
found-
this with my other drink.
We found one that says "Welcome to Vegas." It was in one of the shops. We got this at the airport.
I should just.
I thought that was pretty cool. You got it.
Pour the vodka in this.
You have it. It is just like watching an episode of Nancy and Anthony, and you're Anthony.
Wow!
It's pretty cool having Elvis.
Not that that's bad,
No,
but
but
I'm just saying I should I pour the vodka
Sure.
into the fuzzball?
yes,
I think so.
it's buzzball, not fuzzball.
Well, buzz, fuzz, whatever. I just say it 'cause. There you go. That's actually true.
That was
yeah.
good.
Wow.
I'm good.
That actually tastes not bad.
I'm sure it would. Yeah, I need some kind of mix besides that. That's pretty strong on it. So Tammy bought a upgrade to the Switch. For her Animal Crossing game.
Oh, you got the Switch.
Yes,
Cool.
Yeah,
Now she wants a spa arcade.
that's what I meant. It's part of the upgrade that she was talking about. It's
Oh.
it's an added cost for the game for Animal Crossing for Switch. And it's like she said, it's almost like a game in a game, and you can go to different islands and decorate and have fun.
Well, yeah, I know Animal Crossing, but I don't understand the spa arcade thing.
It's an upgrade.
Okay. Daniel Fields, welcome.
Welcome in, Daniel. Welcome in.
You are not late. After your third one, everything tastes good.
It does.
I have only had one, but yeah, I had some fun on that trip. I think Gregory has had more to drink than he says. No, I really haven't. I promise you. Oh boy. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man!
Oh my gosh.
That was for Gary.
All right, let's get this show rolling. Well, it's already been rolling, but we got a lot to cover tonight. We did a lot of firsts on this trip. We first time we went on Southwest. We've never flown on Southwest before, so that was interesting. The reason why we don't fly out of Fresno is because there's several hubs that you have to go to.
A
It's
lot
not
of things
just-
go numb. I was reading the comment. A lot of things go numb for Moonlight Adventures.
A lot of no, I'm saying a lot of things. go numb.
A lot of things go numb. Yep, they sure do.
So I've heard so many things about Southwest and them getting flights canceled. So I've always been kind of leery about, yes,
Whole stack of index cards.
So, this show's falling apart.
No,
So
it's not.
So
We're having
we
fun.
haven't flown Southwest that much, but from Fresno to Las Vegas, it's direct. It's nonstop. And the only other one that does that from Fresno is Allegiant. So we don't want to fly Allegiant anymore. So we were happy to fly Southwest. And Greg, what was your experience with Southwest?
I liked it actually. I was hearing what?
I'm just reading the comments.
I was hearing music on board the plane. I was like, well, that's different. They never played music before on a plane.
Other ones, yeah.
And then we got the first,
like dance music.
Yeah, so the first flight going there, we got front seats, like the very front, as if it were first class. But the bad thing about it is that the seats were narrow. You had like this much of an arch for your armrest.
Yeah, we were really
no personal space.
We were like really pinned in there.
But we had lots of leg room.
But that's, sorry to interrupt, that's going to be the same on any plane you have at the front, because the trays where normally you would pull them down from the chair in front of you, they don't have that.
It seemed a little bit
they're
smaller
they're
than that.
on the console between you, and you have to lift up the tray to get to it.
We did fly pretty early, Waypoint. Most delays happen in the evening if there are delays on previous flights for weather. Yeah, we did go in the afternoon, so we got there after 1. But
that was there, and then on the way back we left around 2.
So on the way back, we were kind of in the middle-ish, and that wasn't bad either.
We also paid for the upgrade, so
just to get on faster.
Yeah, from A1 through A15
because it's
was an additional $30.
It's not assigned seating; you just sit where you want.
Yeah.
So,
but I liked it. Oh gosh. I really liked Southwest, so I would be happy to go with them again. I just don't know if I'm going to do because they connect in odd towns, in odd cities, so that's why I don't usually like Southwest. From Fresno, we usually either fly American, because that seems to be the cheapest. We've done Alaskan and United, but United, since COVID, the cost of United has skyrocketed.
Well, I want to point out, I've never seen anyone do this before, and I wish there were more people in the world like this, but on our way to board the plane to go home, there was a lady that saw a bunch of elderly people in wheelchairs. So she took it upon herself and asked people kindly to move and helped them get, ready in a row to get onto the plane. And she was just helping them. She didn't know them or anything. She just helped them out, and they let the people in the chairs let her. I mean, they were elderly people, and people were in their way, and they have the right of way to get on first. So, and then she tried to help somebody else, and that person kind of told her off, and I thought that was very rude. And I could see, she was trying to hold up a front, but I'm sure she was hurt a little inside. But, she's a good person, and I bent over and I said, that was very nice of you to do that, and she said, thank you.
She wasn't even on our flight.
What? I thought she was.
I didn't see her on our flight.
Huh.
I think she was helping. There was maybe a group of elderly people that she was maybe helping.
Either way, that was very nice of her to do. I've never seen anybody on a flight do that before.
That's pretty cool.
Just a stranger. So yeah, shout out to her.
So Gary's asking, what are we drinking? So show them the bottle, Greg. Waypoint says they're about 50% Southwest and American. They leave from Phoenix.
I do have Buzzball, the Biggie Balls.
But you didn't drink that.
But it's a strawberry Rita, not the chocolate one. And then I just poured this in with it. But we had a shot of Absolute Wild Berry.
And I will be nursing this all show.
You can make an Absolute Wild Berry lemonade. You can make an Absolute Wild Berry vodka Rita. And you can scan the QR code for more recipes. So you can make a lot with this. But it is good, actually.
All right, so who did we meet in this? As we said, this was a makeup from last year, so we wanted to celebrate Greg's birthday, and we met our friends Maddie and Scott from NoMapsNeededTravel. If you guys have not had a chance to watch their videos, they haven't put a lot of videos out because life has been busy with their work, but They do like wheelchair traveling with mobility issues is I think the proper way of saying it.
And Tiffany, or Tammy, sorry, that is very nice of that person to help you as well.
And this was us on our first night. We'll explain where we were at a little bit later.
I think Maddie was kind of daydreaming, but Scotty was like right there, like, ooh, picture, photo time.
Yes, that was very cool to hang out with the boys on that. So one of the first places we went to was Red Rock Canyon. Now this picture we took on our way home. If you're not familiar with where Red Rock is located, it's basically due west of the Strip. It was probably only about 20-25 minutes away. And you could see those Red Rocks Canyon. That's basically where you're going to be traveling out to. And you can kind of see on the right of it.
It's really nice out there.
There's actually a bigger building. That's the Red Rock Canyon Casino, which we did visit.
I can't even see that from here.
It's well, the video, the thing's blocking it. But let me move this. It's in this area here.
Oh, I still can't tell. But that's okay.
Yes. So let's look at some of the pictures from this.
It was very nice. It was very dry, but the rock formations were beautiful. It almost looked like, some of them looked like lava coming down.
All right, so when you go to the visitor center, this is one of the first things you see. They have a skeleton, and it says, warning, extreme heat. And they said several times, carry water,
which we didn't.
Wear sun protection,
which
and
we didn't.
Limit time in the heat. But they did reiterate that
did.
several times on there. I thought that was pretty funny. This is the conservation, the visitor center. It wasn't very big, but they have a gift shop there. And
they had a lot of taxidermy in there too.
Greg was a little uncomfortable with that.
Well, it's just kind of sad to see that. I realize what they're trying to do, but
you can see some of those in the background. But they had like the bald eagle. They had another eagle. I forgot what it was. But right at the back of the visitor center, you get a better view of it. It was $20 to go because this is a national park. It costs $20 to get into this area, and it's a one-way street, so you have to go. You can't, go back way through this.
That was funny when that guy said we had to pay to get in here. What are they trying to preserve? It's a rock, it's a rock valley or something. So, but he doesn't understand it's a park. So yes, there's a lot of preservation that goes along with it.
So this was the little loop that you went through. I think it was a 13-mile loop.
It was a pretty big loop.
Yeah.
It was a whole roundabout of the whole valley.
And you could stop, and they had some good information on it. This was one of the
look at the
places
rocks.
that, we took, this is where we put the thumbnail where we were sitting on this rock, but this is our first area that we stayed at. And just, I'm not sure everything that we have. Well, this was in our second spot. But the contrast of all the rocks, I thought were amazing in this area. A lot of people go hiking. This was, I don't know if we got a picture of it, but that rock up there, from a certain angle, it looked like an elephant head.
It did. I called it Elephant Rock.
And I think this might be the last. Oh, we went to the casino. So.
There was also a rock that looked like a huge butt cheek, too, with a crack in the middle. So you just kind of use your imagination with some of these rocks.
Yeah, it's Jim from More Sunshine.
Jim,
welcome,
season's greetings. Hi, gang, he said.
But the casino was nice. It was a beautiful casino. But I think of all the casinos with the smoke, it irritated our eyes, I think, the most. Out of all of our eyes were burning when we went to there.
I don't think my eyes were burning.
It wasn't?
I don't think so.
But it was a beautiful casino. If you have a chance to go out there, we definitely, I would say, to check that out.
There's a funny story with the tortoises in the valley. They said that if you see the tortoise out there, to steer clear of it, you could take pictures of it, but don't get too close because you scare them, and they tend to pee when they get scared, which means they're going to lose water in their system, and water is scarce in the valley. That's what they said, so I don't know. But yeah, scaring tortoises and making them pee, you make them lose water in their system.
They also mentioned be careful when you pull away from your car because the turtles can go underneath your car in the shade to kind of cool off. But we didn't see that much
Well,
wildlife.
a turtle's very slow, so.
Yeah, but if you're gone
How
in
is
there
it
for a
gonna-
while.
Well, that's true too.
Tammy said their car got fixed with the air conditioning.
Oh, awesome.
Where I'm not in that one. Nothing compares to Sedonia.
It's gonna
Sedonia
get
is
cool
a
soon.
beautiful place. I would agree. But this was very interesting. We've never gone to the Red Rock. Now, one of their main things Scotty wanted to do, Scotty's in love with Kelly Clarkson. So we had a
we
chance
saw
to see
her.
So,
But you know what? We like her. I just
Yeah.
never thought of seeing her in concert. But
Yeah.
after we saw her in concert, I'm so glad we did.
yes.
She put on a very awesome show.
So
Lots of fun.
her new album is called Chemistry. It was at the Planet Hollywood Hotel. She only
It's-
played it
it's
10
yeah.
nights.
It was an intimate night with Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, and she said this is a lot of songs that they prepared for these 10 nights. She wanted every night to be unique and different. And
So
they
different
had,
lineups.
The band had to learn 70 songs for
Yep.
these 10 nights. Not that they obviously played 70 songs in one
But
night.
they mixed it up.
But they mixed it up so you could go to all the shows and get a different experience. And
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
And then she says, "Wait for the last show," and we're like, "Oh, okay." So I don't know what's special about the last show, but she did come out into the audience on one song, and she did like a half circle type thing where people could take selfies with her and hug her. We were rows away from that part, but it's okay. We still got to see her.
This picture, her concerts don't have a huge production.
I'm not a turtle, Angela. I didn't get dehydrated.
It's a huge production. I know some. It's not like some of the other ones. They'll come out like Kelly or Taylor Swift. What's the one on American Idol? She's there now. American Idol. That's one of the hosts.
Katy Perry.
There you go. They really have all these elaborate shows.
Katy Perry's in Las Vegas also.
She is, yeah. But Kelly this is from what you see. I mean, you'll have different colored
What
lights.
you see is what you get with her.
That's pretty much it. And
she kept it real, let me tell you.
But you know who she reminds me of there? She reminds me of Belinda Carlisle. Her face is a little bit more fuller, but she reminds me of Belinda Carlisle of the Go-Go's.
She was very candid. You know, at first she said, "I wasn't sure I even felt like coming out here to perform, but seeing all you guys here makes me happy," and made her want to perform because she's going through a lot of personal things in her life.
Yes.
Which aren't so personal because she even brought that up in her show. She was very candid in between songs, which was very cool of her to kind of include us as if we were her extended family in a way.
Jim says chemistry sounds like a concert. Sounds less like a concert, more like a lecture. It was good. The boys, when we were coming by, because we saw it the same day we went to Red Rock Canyon, and they were playing some of her songs. I was thinking, I thought this album, I said, are all the songs on this album slow? But they said it starts off slow and then it picks up. But they probably played about 5 songs off her new album. And one of them, I think it's called it was something that repeated. Was it Say Again or something like that?
I thought it was only one word, but I don't remember.
But they kept repeating it on the album. But in live, I was thinking, I hope they don't play this song live. And they did, but it actually was great when they performed it live because the backup singers were singing the spot. That was, it just sounded better when they were there.
She had a couple girls and a guy that were singing.
They were good. The backup singers were really good.
And Lady Gaga doesn't really have a museum. She's playing at the Park MGM where we
stayed. It's
called
the House of Gaga.
That's where we stayed, is Park MGM, and so she has a shop there with a bunch of her there's mannequins with a bunch of her outfits and stuff that she did.
Gary.
She was they were even selling cassettes of Lady Gaga's albums. I've never seen a cassette. I haven't seen a cassette in God knows how many years, but
Gary
it looked pretty
said,
cool. I would like to see her, but it's her jazz concert, but I'd still want to watch it.
Gary said he would have gone to see Adele and left you guys with the second tier entertainment. Wow.
Okay. First of all, Kelly Clarkson.
Come on, Diva. Come on down,
Kelly
Diva.
Clarkson is not second tier. She's very good. She can sing her heart out.
My gosh, she has She has got a lot of soul in her voice. She's great singer.
Yep, I do want to see Adele, but you're looking at $300, $300 a ticket just to start.
That's just to get in the building and sit by the bathroom.
No. But depending on the seats you get, you're like looking at a mortgage payment just to see Adele. And yeah, I mean, she is a good singer, but that's a lot of money at Caesar's Palace.
So we're about halfway through the show. I know we have several channels in here, which are YouTube channels. So if you guys would like to put creator in the chat, that way if people are unfamiliar who might be creating content, that way other people can check the channels out. Mr. RobFuz, hello, hello.
He was here earlier.
He was, and now he's saying
and
hi.
And we're saying hi again.
So please check each other out that you might not
Party
be familiar.
on the Sea is
Welcome
here.
in, Eric. We are going to meet him on the Carnival celebration. So
yeah, he just had a bunch of fun shenanigans and trips
that's a different Eric.
Oh.
There's two Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Well, hopefully you had some trips at some point and you had fun. I'm getting you confused. I'm sorry.
So one of the main things...
It was a great trip, RobFuz.
Greg has wanted to do the Titanic
exhibition for years.
And then we would
finally
go,
did.
And something would happen, and we say, next time. And then we would say, next time.
We almost said next time this time.
Next time,
because I didn't want to take up time from everyone doing other things, but they wanted me to be able to go because I haven't been able to go. And they're like, no, you're going to go.
And the day we went, which was Saturday, the Raiders were playing the Niners in Vegas, and the stadium is right across the street from the Luxor and Mandalay Bay, like on the other side of the freeway.
Yeah, it wasn't crowded,
but we couldn't find. And
yeah, the parking was full
Maddie
at
was
Luxor.
driving, and he has the mobility license plate, and we couldn't find a parking spot for him.
Yeah.
So we ended up just saying, let's do this tomorrow. And that's when we were thinking. Greg was saying, no, we don't have to go see it this time. But
and we
did.
We
did it Sunday.
Walked over there, and then because it all connects, Excalibur, Luxor, or Excalibur, Mandalay Bay, Luxor, they all connect. And then we took the tram partly back.
So I will tell you, I'll finish that up, how my emotions were on this.
Well, it was very emotional, actually.
But this is so when you're in where the lobby is, they have this big model of the Titanic out there. And I know there are other Titanic exhibits across the U.S. I don't know if they're going to be kind of the same thing. I know they do one of the things which are the same, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Well, and only one of the exhibitions has a piece that's in there.
Yeah. So right next to this is an exhibit called Bodies, the exhibition. But I thought it was kind of...
I would not want to do that, I'm sorry. It's an actual person's body who donated themselves.
Correct.
And I don't want to see that, I'm sorry.
So when you board, you get a boarding pass, which is the White Star Line, which is the one that made the Titanic. And then... went down the wrong way. So on here, you actually get a person that was on...
You get the White Star Line boarding pass.
Yes, and this one, is this the one that I did? Yeah, this was my person. Percy Andrew Bailey. And you get some information on them. They were... Both Greg and I had second-class passengers, but...
I thought they were third class.
There was first, there was second, and third, but this is telling you that it's a second-class
There's a QR code that you can scan at the end to see if they survived or not. That's the only part I didn't like, because it was almost like they were trying to, make money off of someone else's death, basically, or I don't know. It was just kind of weird. I wish it was just a museum and not finding out, you survived or didn't, but I know what they're trying to do. They'll let you know if that person did or didn't. So
yeah. So the picture that I just showed this is third class, and they show you kind of what it was to be a third class.
That
We-
that doesn't look bad, really. I
No.
mean,
We couldn't take video,
for back then.
but we were able to do pictures. But there's a lot of cards basically that you can read when you're on this tour.
Gary, I don't know what you mean by PP again. You might have to explain that.
If I remember right, this was a first class room.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a beautiful room, and there was a
It's
big
more
difference
lavish.
between first class and second one. Oh,
Yep.
okay. So this is
The outside night.
this is the promenade deck, and this is how dark it was.
The night
on-
that it happened.
Yes. So there was no moon, and it was just lit up by stars. But this kind of gave you an idea of what it looked like
It's
on
really
the night
cool
that it
how they
happened.
did that effect too.
So this is one of the things that got me. So these are belongings of George Rosenshine and Gertrude Maybelle Thorne, and they give you a little bit of information on it. And then you actually see what these are belongings that
Yep.
were from them. Now she made it, he didn't make it.
Because it was women and children only, so not many men made it.
Correct.
This
and then,
is the piece.
yeah, this is the big piece, which is a actual piece
It's
from the Titanic.
Only in Las Vegas. They rose it from the ocean in the late 90s. So,
And this part got me emotional too. And when I say emotional, I started crying.
yeah.
I had to keep wiping my eyes just because I don't know, it was emotional.
That is what got me.
Yeah,
I
so
got teary-eyed with that.
this is a pretty good sized model. What do
Yeah.
you think, Greg? It was like 40 feet, 50 feet?
It had lighting, so it's not really green. It does look like rust because it is rusted in the water. But that lighting, it's just different lighting that they had.
But
That's only the first half of the ship.
And this got me emotional too, because then you think this is what happened to everyone that didn't make it, and just I don't know, this whole thing was very.
I mean, I've seen the
Emotional.
movie. I've seen the movie at least 8 times, if not more. And then we have 4 like DVD sets from the 100th anniversary way back, and I still haven't watched them all. But one of them has mock tickets, has a book. It's like a big box set type thing, and it's really cool. But I still want to watch it, and even those are probably going to be, emotional because it didn't have to happen. They even showed there were 3 warnings that they did not adhere to, and all they cared about, it seemed like, was going, see how fast it goes, and not adhering to iceberg warnings, and it's just tragic. I wish that it was a museum. Like if it was a retired ship, it wouldn't be so sad.
Yeah.
But this is because of what happened. We did take a picture on the
staircase.
the-
They had a replica of the
main staircase. They didn't allow you to take pictures or video. I almost took video and picture, but I thought, no, I'll be respectful. So it's the grand staircase, and we wish we would have dressed nicer. And I feel bad even smiling in this picture because of what it is. But it's a whole replica of the grand staircase. And when you go there, it's like you're transformed right into the Titanic. Also, when you're in third class in their hallway, it also feels like you are transformed in, that you're in the Titanic as well.
So,
It was crazy how detailed it was.
Rob made a comment that third class room is bigger than the Galactic Star Cruiser room. If you're not familiar what that is, it's at Hollywood Studios. It's getting ready to close, but they had the Star Cruiser Hotel, Star Wars themed, that you would have like for 3 nights, I think it was. But it was an immersive experience where everything was Star Wars. And he was saying that was bigger than that. Jim said the Titanic exhibit was in Tampa about 20 years ago.
So they had that piece moved from one. I can't imagine. You know how many tons that piece is? How could they move that around so much or so easily? That weighs a lot.
Yeah.
And you would think they wouldn't want to make it, fall apart. They would want to keep it preserved as much as possible. So I can't imagine them moving it anymore.
So towards the end, right before you scan the QR code to find out if your passenger made it or not, they have all the names. I just did, at least on here, I did the third class passengers, people who made it and people
It
who
was
didn't.
sad.
And if you look at it, 529 third class passengers didn't make it. Only, I think it says 181, 161. I can't really see that small. So I was looking at some of the like the second class and the third class. Those numbers weren't as high as what this was. So I wonder if these were mainly men down at the bottom of the third class one.
Yeah, and there was also a plaque of the last survivor, which I think they said that whole exhibit was donated or was in honor of her.
Yeah.
She was just a baby, and she didn't find out that she was an actual survivor until like 7 or 11 or something like that, or around between 8 or 11, something like that.
So this was mine. So he was a victim. He didn't make it. And it gives you a little bit of information on what had happened, where he came from, and that. And then the next one was Greg's, who also he didn't make it. So I would tell you, oops,
It was very emotional.
very emotional. And one of the things now I want to do is kind of like to pay respect for him. I want to find out if there's more information on this person to find out just what his life was and that.
Sure,
It was emotional. I'm a bit emotional right now, but just the loss of life and seeing stuff that was artifacts, not just replicas, artifacts of what people had, and it
like
just like
dishes
what a tragedy that didn't have to happen.
Broken things that the ship had that they salvaged. But really, personally, for me, I think all of that stuff should have been left at the bottom of the sea because it's hollowed ground. It's basically their own cemetery. So, for me, personally, I think it should have been left down
and
there.
they show a lot more that obviously we didn't put in the picture. I did vlog it. I mean, with our rate of getting vlogs out, I was thinking about putting a quick video out of everything that we did on this trip. If you guys would be interested in that, let us know in the comments. But
we could do a vlog.
So some of the things that we did get, and I was kind of like, what do I get of this that is maybe not tacky or something? But I thought this was cute. This was a little, like almost the old Beanie Bears, Beanie Babies.
The Starline Bear?
Yeah, this is the White Star Titanic one. And then we'd like to get magnets of wherever we go.
Pepper Tree Villa.
Welcome, boys. This is a magnet of, I thought it was kind of vintage looking. And this is basically a poster of what the first maiden voyage was on there that I thought would be cool to get.
They did have a duck that was a sailor duck, but they ran out of it. Every time they get it, they sell out.
I think next time I go to Vegas, you can actually just go to the shop. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
I'm going to try to get in there to do that.
And it wasn't bad. It was $70
for two.
For two
people.
Yeah,
it was.
We did the non-audio because that was $5 more, and all it is that it's a long, like, phone-looking stick thing.
That might have been worse, though, because you might have actually heard voices of people and associated it with...
They're actors.
I know, but that makes it that much more real.
I mean, it's for... You can listen to it or for $5, or you just read it yourself. And I just said, we're okay. So we just read it ourselves.
Rob says, when this current tragedy happened, I found out that they have been recovering artifacts from the Titanic for years. So he agrees with you that they should be left alone. I have very mixed emotions, and it's kind of interesting because when I watched the documentaries, when I watch the movies,
you gotta watch our documentaries.
I don't have that emotional feeling,
but you saw it right in front of you.
Probably 4 or 5 times. I had to keep drying my eyes.
It's probably because you saw stuff right in front of you that you can physically see.
And you really get immersed into the whole feeling of it.
It really made you feel like you were in that grand staircase. Was a beautiful replica.
Yes.
And I looked up and saw the dome, and I just thought, oh my gosh, that's where the water just broke through the dome and just started filling up the place. I mean, at least in the movie. I'm sure it broke in real life too. We weren't there. So.
Angela said the audio is definitely worth it. Adds so much more feeling to it. And you know what? When I went to Alcatraz and I had the audio, I remember one part is where they had their commissary where the food and ate, and they had like people were there, and you could hear like dishes clanking. You could hear
I don't think I did the audio tour.
What you would imagine prisoners talking to each other. It just was like a very surreal experience of it. So I would agree, it is immersive.
I think they're actually going to stop allowing people to go down to the Titanic and just leave it alone.
We'll see.
Especially after other things that just took place.
Yeah.
And they don't expect it to be around maybe in another 100 years. It's actually collapsing on itself. The
pressure.
Well, the pressure, and there's like little mites that are eating at it constantly, so it's basically collapsing on itself. So it may be flattened, at some point. There won't be anything left.
Rob also did the audio at Alcatraz, and he said it was good. So I want to say on a brighter note, because I think it was very something that I felt I needed to see.
I'm glad I went to see it.
I don't know if I will want to be so like, hey, let's go to the Titanic exhibit.
No, it was something that I always wanted to do. I'm glad I got to do it. Yeah. Maybe years down the line I'll do it again, but yeah, it's something special that I think you have to do at least one time.
Orange Cone Vlog, welcome in. We are talking about our trip to Las Vegas.
Yes.
One of the biggest things that have just recently opened, Greg on his Facebook page, he posted it with a video, and he got a really good video of it. But I'm just going to show
it was real. The moon was that close to us. The moon came up that night, let me tell you.
But this is the Sphere. We did visit the World Resort. So it's a little bit north on the Strip, and you can see the Sphere with the. There's a naked lady there, just like the one at New York. But
it's a different pose.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool.
And she has a great view of that Sphere.
I know the way I took it. It just kind of like she's staring at that.
But anyone that has those rooms that are so close to the Sphere, they're paying a pretty penny for that.
Yeah. Come on, Derek, get this going here. It's gonna fight with me. Why is this?
The Sphere does the moon. I've seen it do a giant eye on TikTok. It looked really cool. But seeing it in person was even better. And I got some great video. More pixelated it looks. But on the video, it didn't look pixelated. It looked awesome.
I got things popping up that I don't know why it's popping up.
Uh-oh.
Alright, let's try to get this going where it needs to be. Alright, will this work with me now?
The Sphere hasn't been active for too long. It's been a couple months, I think. So
it's not letting me go. Okay,
no.
We'll see if we can look at some of the other things because we're.
Can you show the pictures at least?
That's what I can't do.
Oh,
it's stuck on this picture. It's not letting me do it. Maybe it'll come back a little bit later.
Well, you can go online and see plenty of pictures and video.
So this is the first time we stayed at Park MGM. Park MGM, one of the unique things of it is a non-smoking restaurant.
Yeah, restaurant. Well, the restaurants too, but yeah, the whole resort is non-smoking, and you can definitely tell the difference because you're in that resort, and then you go into like New York, which is probably our favorite. And you can totally smell the smoke. I mean, it gets to you. Some places are worse than others as far as smoke.
Orange Cone said they were originally from Vegas. That's awesome.
It's my Georgia life.
Hi.
Welcome, Linnell. Hey guys, miss you both so much.
So this was the room nice. It was. I had more wear on it than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit more updated, and by that I mean, it had like the table had like little marks on it. The carpet,
I didn't notice
the carpet had stains on it.
I didn't notice that either.
So the wear of it was a little bit more.
I liked the hotel and the room, but the service, as far as
the room,
as far as having your room cleaned. We won't go into detail, but yeah, that didn't work out too well at first. So basically, we only got it half cleaned, is what we'll say.
This is when you come out of, Gary said that we're breaking up, so I have a feeling it might be because of the pictures. But this is when you came out of the hotel, the elevator area, and you would walk into this, and it would break up into 3 different areas, which I thought was pretty interesting. All right, what else do we have here?
The hotel we stayed at was not $800 for 4 nights.
No, it was, but with our comp.
Yeah, it was like $400 for 4 nights.
Here, let's go back.
Italy was a fun place to eat at. We always went there, got snacks. We had a breakfast the day that we left. So I got the pancetta, something like that. Pancetta. Pancetta hard, which means hard eggs. It's not like the runny eggs. You got the runny eggs. That was a mess.
Yeah, I should have had it.
All 3 of them got the runny eggs. No, you and Sky got the runny eggs. Maddie got the hard eggs, and so did I. So it's like a disc. It's a fresh egg, but it's like a disc. So it's not runny, but it's still a fresh egg. So.
All right, let's see if we can
all
get these
fresh
back.
food there.
So Orange Cone said some hidden gems in Vegas. Ethel Lamb Chocolate
We've
Factory.
done that
We've
before.
Done that. That's awesome. Now people might not realize it. They were part of the Mars family, and they
haven't done the other stuff though.
They had a family dispute, and I believe the people who did Ethel M's, they wanted to make the chocolate a little bit more of a higher class thing, if I remember the story right. So you can get their chocolates at like the airport and stuff like that, but they're really good. But we haven't done the lodge at Mount Charleston or Sam's Town.
I haven't even heard of those other things, to be honest.
All right, let's see if we can get these pictures to come in a little bit better, because I want to go through this hotel in case people are interested. So we have Italy. Italy is
all the fresh food.
Yeah, and apparently they're in different areas. This isn't just like for Vegas. The boys were saying in Canada, they now are opening up these little Italy places.
But I'm sure it's not the same, though.
But there's a lot of different kinds of food there that you can get.
Yep.
This is
a lot of bakery stuff.
The wine area. You got gelato. The chef's table is where we had those sandwiches that Greg was talking about.
Yeah, they were pretty good, and they had some good bakery stuff. I got like an apple cake piece, and I asked them because they all look kind of dry. I said, "Is this one dry?" And they said no, and it was actually kind of moist. I know I don't like that word, but it was very good. You could taste pieces of apple.
And that's where we went to order, and we actually could order the food there too.
Awesome, Nick.
And then we went after we ordered the food and paid for it at that one little espresso shop, and then we had to go upstairs and we picked up the food there. But it wasn't bad. I would have probably had a medium egg, not a hard egg. I probably would have done a medium one.
Well,
because when you bite it, I had a soft egg.
Well, the runny eggs, they called it over easy, I think. So you either do over easy or hard, which means there's no mess. So I got the hard egg, which is cooked. It's just in the shape of a disc, the way that they cook it.
But I would say all the ingredients on that, because Rob said he doesn't understand.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
They were all high quality. I just think I ordered it. And I did it before, too. That's the second time I ate there, and I don't know what I was thinking. We got about 5 minutes left, so...
Sorry, that went down the wrong hole. The eggs were orange, so they were very fresh.
So, Eric, we are in Central California. We are near Fresno, California. We're about maybe 10 miles north of it. But that's where we are at. In the hot area of... there is no beach here. Just desert.
No, we're about 2 hours from any beach close to us. 2.5 hours.
We're closer to Yosemite than we are at the beach.
Yes.
So one of the things, Greg and I did this, but the boys didn't get a chance to go. We went to a pinball. This is a pinball museum. And so we had a chance to hang out here again.
I love pinball. This is our second time going there. And it's just like a little kid when you go in there. All kinds of memories. A lot of those games I know. I grew up with, and they're just so fun.
Yeah, so there's some games all the way back from, I think Maddie was saying he was playing one from 1939. So
Yep.
they run on quarters. Oops.
Oh.
They run on quarters. We'll go back to this picture to see what it is.
They don't have the parts for them, so they go by donations. And if they happen to find a part, but yeah, they keep them alive as long as they can.
And exactly.
So the parts aren't made anymore.
No, they said it's harder to come by the parts. So there was a lot of games down, but I had an issue with one of them, and that's when the guy said they're having problems getting the parts.
And he got it to play for you again. Party on the Sea. You need to go to that pinball machine if you like pinball. I love pinball. It's hard to play, but I love it.
Okay, let's try to speed through this. So this is the official hotel of the Raiders. This is the M Resort, which is actually the southernmost hotel on Las Vegas Boulevard.
We always get our fresh scones there too. They're so good, and they're very moist there.
I have a little quick story to tell you, but I'll have to do the condensed version of it. But these are, since it is the official Raiders Stadium, and the price has gone up, I've noticed, since, because we stayed there a couple times. But Baby Cakes, this is the one that Greg was talking about, and you're going to get some quick pictures of some of these massive. This is some of the desserts, and then this next one is the one that had, we did the blueberry scones. Those are the second shelf on the left.
We got there before there was a line forming, so we were lucky to get in and out.
Yeah, Orange Cones that said, it's about $100 at the M Resort for the buffet, but it's listed as being one of the most famous ones here.
Oh my god!
In Vegas, I did
$100 for one person.
Yeah. But all the alcohol is included in it, so you can drink at that. So the first night, we ate at the Brewdog, and it's literally up there where it says Brewdog. That's where we sat, right below that.
Seafood brunch, that's up my alley. Yeah, the Brewdog was really good. That was quite the night we had. It was fun. They had good food, and we had a lot of dilly that night.
You can see it's right across from the Park MGM. You could sit inside if you wanted to. Or you can sit up on the balcony.
It takes a special elevator and key for you to get up to that rooftop level, but it was really nice.
And these are some of the food. Greg had a lobster booty, buddy.
Yeah, I got so mad at it, I stabbed it. No, I'm just playing.
I think it was a booty. Then we had chips and guac.
I had the
mac and cheese.
broccolini.
And then I had, with me being half British, I had, this is both my cultures. I had... this is a carnita taco.
I was gonna say that's not British.
And then I very rarely get a chance to have Yorkshire pudding.
Ooh.
And I wish I didn't have. I poured the gravy on top of it because it was very salty. But the actual Yorkshire pudding was flat out
Now
amazing.
I want that food again. I'm hungry now. Dang it!
If you go out, I think they have 2 or 3 locations out here. We went to a place called, if it comes up, Small Stacks, and it had
a good breakfast place.
It had some really good food. So this was mine over easy eggs. I had turkey sausage patties with the southwestern fries, I think they call them.
My
potatoes.
Sausage needed a prayer. Let me tell you.
That
Look
was
at
yours.
those sauce. They're all shriveled and wrinkly.
I don't know what you. I don't know. That just didn't look right.
They look mummified.
But this is what they're known for, their pancakes. This was Scotty's. He had the banana cream pancakes. I had, I think mine's the next one. This is the orange creamsicle. That was amazing. And then Greg had the blueberry pancakes on there. So
mine were good. Yeah, I had the blueberry strawberry, so I had them at bowl.
We just have a couple of more things here to show. For Greg's birthday, we ate at Gallagher's. This is a steakhouse at New York.
It's a posh place. You want to dress up nice, and they're very attentive. Very good food.
It's very expensive.
It is, but it's a special place.
So
we've gone there a couple times now.
This is celebrating it. This is the boys, Scotty, Maddie, and Scott.
Maddie and Scotty, yep.
Oh, what am I doing?
Oh,
Going the wrong way.
there's the pictures again.
All right. So this was based on a restaurant in New York, and it opened in 1927. And then this was what I had. I had pork chops with steamed asparagus. I think
I had all seafood.
I think this
that
was
was
yours.
mine. That
Yep.
was my salmon.
And I think there's another one here that I should. Oh, it was Greg's birthday. So
Yep.
Oh, we forgot
That was my
escargot.
that was my escargot.
I've never seen a
Yeah.
breaded escargot.
It had little muffins, and underneath it had escargot with the what's that green sauce?
Pesto.
Yes, pesto. It was so good.
And then I had a Caesar salad, which was really good. Really strong Caesar flavor.
Love Caesar salad with fresh anchovy sauce.
Greg had clam chowder.
That was really, really good.
Blurry picture, but Greg is getting his birthday cake, and then we got a good picture of
They were
Greg's.
nice. They were nice and got me a little cake, or they gave me a little cake with a candle.
The
It was like a
waiter's
strawberry
name
shortcake.
was easy to remember because his name was Derek.
Yeah, different spelling.
And then this was the what was this, Greg? The bread pudding?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so
That was
amazing.
good.
We went to Trevi on our last night that we ate at. Trevi is in the Caesar's Forum shops.
That's kind of, pricey a little bit.
Actually, it was not as pricey.
It was a
as the other
downgrade
ones.
from Gallagher's as far as price.
Yes. Pepper
But it's
Tree
still very
Villa,
nice.
have a great night.
Have a good night.
So with this it reminds me a lot like how the Paris shops are in Las Vegas, with the skyline on there. But I got some pictures of, if they decide to pop up. Oh, maybe if I do this.
Oh, there's me.
All right. They do have that good fountain, that beautiful fountain in there.
We had some good food there. I mean, we had calamari, we had drinks. I had a carafe of sangria I shared with Derek. We had salad. I think I had the salmon for my dinner.
You
Yeah,
did.
Derek and I shared that frozen drink. It gave you a massive
Head rush.
head freeze. Yeah, head rush.
I keep showing the same pictures now. We're almost done, Greg. So this is a calamari, and then we did our. This is one of the good things. We did our. Come on. Oh, did mussels?
The mussels were
good.
so good.
And that was pretty reasonable. I think that was only like $2, and they gave you a lot of mussels.
The mussels were, I think, a garlic sauce.
And then I did a spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things that is there for a limited time, apparently, is on the strip. We saw this when we were walking around.
We just happened to see that. That was fun.
It's next. It's near the M&M store, so that's across the street from New York. But they have an official Stranger Things shop, and the cool thing on this is that
we took pictures.
We did. But the rooms are different.
Oh my gosh.
Themed.
That looks psychedelic. That's awesome.
This is Greg and I trying to run away from the danger in what was it, Hawkins?
Mm-hmm.
But these are kind of the different shops. You can get Funkos, you can get shirts.
If you guys have seen the show, you will know that there's a huge basement scene that you can take a picture with Vecna. If you know who that is, if you've seen the show.
I think I got a picture of it.
And then there was a side wall. If you've seen the show, we don't want to ruin it for you.
I went through some of these super quick. Oopsie, there it is.
Yep, it was coming after us out of the dimension. Let me tell you something.
And I think I have one more here. Slowly. Man, our system is like lagging.
Yeah, we're on Ethernet, so you would have thought, there it is. That looks awesome. He looks kind of moist. Moist and slimy.
But that was our trip to Vegas. We had an amazing time.
It was a lot of fun.
We did.
I want to go more often, and I told Derek we need to go more often.
And then we normally drive out there.
It's been 2 years since I've been there.
Yeah. I think Greg and I might be able to get away for the weekend and fly up there with Southwest. I would be open to that. it wasn't too expensive to go out there. So it'll probably be open. Excuse me
You're
for
right.
doing that. I think so. I keep repeating this shot that I had.
My gosh, I drank all mine.
But thank you, everyone. I know
Yes,
the
thank
ship
you.
shows out.
Thank
This and
you
that
for
is
staying
on. But we probably will do a show, a vlog on this. A little bit more pictures that we showed in that. But with that, I'm Derek.
And I'm Gregory.
If you forget our names, it's okay, because I'm a little explorer.
And I'm Big Explorer.
And as Walt Disney once said,
we are just getting started. Everybody have a nice, safe night.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Chai.
You owe me 3 dances. What? Wait a minute.
Wait, what? Do we owe dances? Wait. Okay, 1 second, please. Intermission. Okay, that's the girl from Ipanema. What happened?
Gary, we'll do one big dance for you. So
I didn't even see that. Oh my gosh, thank you. Well, that's not a tune for dance.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night, everybody.